Have you ever noticed how some seasons look completely doomed until one single move changes everything? Because that's exactly what's happening at Texas right now. While a lot of people still thought Arch Manning was just a famous last name, while critics kept saying the pressure of being a Manning was too big, while rival fans claimed Texas still wasn't ready to return to the top of college football, Steve Sarkisian was quietly building something much bigger. And now, nobody saw this coming. Because Arch Manning just revealed that he is officially 100% healthy after foot surgery. But honestly, that's only the surface of the story. The real secret is what Sarkisian has been doing behind the scenes. A cold, calculated, genius-level strategy to turn Arch Manning into an unstoppable force in 2026.
Arch Manning is not just another player. He carries one of the biggest names in football history. Ever since high school, every throw, every workout, every move has been analyzed under insane pressure. And still, in 2025, he played through pain. Most people didn't even know it. Even hurt. He threw for 3,163 yards. Even limited physically, he put up 26 touchdowns. Even while dealing with pain, he finished the season with only 7 interceptions. That's not normal. That's elite mentality. And while Manning was recovering from surgery, Sarkisian was preparing the perfect weapon. Cam Coleman, a game-breaking wide receiver with 93 career receptions and 13 touchdowns. Big, fast, physical, dangerous. And now, he'll be catching passes from a quarterback who already dominated while injured.
Do you realize what's happening here? Sarkisian isn't just helping Arch Manning recover. He's creating the perfect conditions for him to explode in 2026.
And there's one detail most people missed. Sarkisian refused to rush anything. No risks, no panic, no reason to force Manning back before the season. Because great coaches understand something others don't. Championship seasons are built months before the first game is played. And right now, everything inside Texas football is being prepared for one mission: to dominate. A fully healthy Arch Manning, Cam Coleman streaking downfield, an explosive offense, an entire stadium in Austin losing its mind every Saturday night. This doesn't feel like just another good football team. It feels like the beginning of something historic. The truth is, Steve Sarkisian may have just made the most important move of his entire time at Texas. Not a play on the field, a leadership move, a master plan. Because getting Arch Manning healthy was only part of the mission. The real goal was building the perfect environment to turn him into a superstar. And if that happens, 2026 could be the year Texas stops being just a historic program and becomes the center of college football again. So let me ask you something. Do
you think Arch Manning is about to take over college football in 2026? Do you believe Cam Coleman can help turn this offense into the most dangerous unit in the nation? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you love Texas Longhorns football and American football, subscribe to Texas Longhorns Football Fan Club unofficial fan channel, because this season might become legendary.